Ugh.
Yeah. I know. All right, so we're live on both now. Y'all happy?
So we're ready to do this, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
I'm going to share it to my group real quick.
Yeah,
Jason, tell them who we are.
Who is we?
Oh,
I guess we got to do it like, if we're going to like transfer this over to podcast, we got to do it like an actual intro, don't we?
We do.
Oh,
Man, y'all need a theme song.
I was keep saying it.
Hang on one
'Cause
sec. Hang on. I forgot to press the record button, so it gets saves locally. But now we're good.
Yeah, because like as long as we're not making money off this, we can use anything we want.
Yes.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another action-packed episode of How We Book It. Going live for once here, and I am the infamous, no, not Bobby Fish, I am J. Brandon Ingram, broadcasting to you from not-so-sunny Myrtle Beach, South Kakalaki, and I am joined as ever by...
Hi, I'm Christian.
Jesus Christ.
Jesse Daniels.
And your stuff in your face, really?
I'm starving, bro.
What a piece of shit.
I know.
And before we go any further, you can jump all over his social media at midnight tonight and wish him a happy birthday.
I keep forgetting
Happy
that's
early
tomorrow.
birthday.
Happy birth, Miss Bud.
Thank you. I keep forgetting that's tomorrow.
Happy vaginal escape anniversary day.
Bro.
Yeah, he came out the tummy, so it's all good.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He escaped some kind of uterus somewhere, and that's how he got here, and we're blessed with his presence.
Yes,
Bask
we are.
in the glory.
So we want to talk about the releases here that happened last week, and from what I've read, there was about 10 more on the bubble as well. So
Jesus.
I don't know how much research you've done on that, and we'll start with people that really nobody cared about, or hell, how many people knew they'd actually re-sign Harry Smith? Probably not many. They hadn't used him much.
They used him one time at a live event, and that was about it.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not familiar with half the names on this list.
Me either. No. Harry Smith is like one I know because he was in WWE when I first started watching it.
Like, are some of these office people, or are these all wrestlers?
All wrestlers.
No, these are all wrestlers. They did release some more office people like the next day, but no, these are all wrestlers on the list.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Let's just go by. Go ahead, Christian. Go by. Let's start with the not so big names, and we'll go from there. Let's just get those out of the way.
Okay. So not so big names. Eva Marie. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no. I mean, really, she sucked the first time around. I don't know why they thought it would work this time around. I mean, now granted, I'll just get this one out of the way because it'll maybe be quick. If they were going to do some kind of cross promotion with Playboy again or something, Eva Marie would have been great to have back. She would have been perfect for it because, she can't wrestle worth a shit, but they're not. So I don't even see the purpose of bringing her back. Next.
If I could just make a quick interjection about this list while I'm here noticing this list in front of us right now is basically an entire indie company's roster. Like, if you wanted to start a whole new company, right, from the ground up, and you just needed a base bit of talent, this list right here is an entire roster for a brand new company.
No, it is.
And it's just crazy that they would cut all of these people at once. But then you look back also thinking about the collective cuts of 2021, and, obviously there's a lot of theories about it, but it keeps surprising me every single time these new names get released.
Well, from what I've read over the last couple of years with all this, they're making more money than they ever have been, even through COVID, with no live events, no live crowds for pay-per-views. Between the networks, whatever deal they did with Peacock, even before that, they were making more money than they ever have. And a lot of people's theory is they're getting the company ready to sell, whether it be to NBC Universal, whether it be to Disney. That's I forgot the guy's name. It was Nick Khan is who they hired to be the president.
Go against Tony Khan.
Well, no, the point is, but from what everything I've read, and it's like I don't know the guy personally. I just go by what I read. Is like that's what he does. He helps get your bottom line up, makes the figures look good, and so everybody, a lot of people are under the impression that it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but eventually they're going to wind up selling the company.
I can see it happening with the way everything's going now, with all the people they've released.
If you think the product's bad now, watch it after Disney buys it. Jesus Christ.
You got to understand too, like wrestling in itself is like a passion project for people, and anyone that promotes wrestling can probably tell you that. Like you have to really have some love for what you're doing. And I think after Vince is not around anymore for whatever reason, or just steps down or decides he doesn't want to do it anymore, there's gonna come a point where it's going to fall into the hands of somebody that doesn't fucking care as much as he did. And even he's reaching a point now where it seems like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean?
He don't care no more, bro.
I don't think it's a matter of he don't care anymore, but I think he probably wouldn't say it publicly, but I think he regrets taking the company public because now he has people on a board to answer to. It's not just his final decision. So the bottom line answers to more than just him. So
yeah, which I think he does regret. But so Eva Marie, like, who gives a fuck? I don't know who Jeet Rama is. Ramba?
No, never heard of him.
Katrina Cortez, I have no idea.
Never heard of her.
Zendaya Ramir, no idea.
No.
Jesse Camilla, don't know.
Nope.
B-Fab, we know her from
now
the
that
main
one.
roster.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me a little bit for the simple fact of they just brought Hit Row up, and everything I've read on that, they seem to be high on those guys. They switched them around a little bit and took Swerve Scott from being the leader to that guy Top Dollar to being the leader.
Right.
But they did just bring him up. So her that quick after bringing those guys up kind of surprised me. But
now Swerve Scott, he used to go by Shane Strickland on the Indies, right?
Yes, he was Shane Swerve Strickland on the Indies.
So funny thing, Shane Strickland used to do a couple of the indie shows for the company that I used to announce for before they shut down in Richmond. And Shane was always a good brother. We always knew he was gonna pop big one day. So a couple weeks ago when I saw that they got signed, I was actually at my friend's house watching the SmackDown draft, and I was like, holy shit, Shane's on SmackDown. But what was that, less than, I want to say that was probably less than a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
A month and a half ago, 6 weeks at the absolute most. So B-Fab was literally signed to WWE for 6 weeks.
Well,
yeah.
Main roster. And it kind of sucks because,
main roster, of course. But
NXT has that 30-day no-compete clause, and the main roster has a 90-day.
Well, it depends on, if they switched over the contract, so because they just got called up, so you don't know.
I feel like they did just because of all the shit that happened with Alistair or Malachi.
Yeah. Speaking of NXT, we were talking the other day about the Elite versus the Undisputed Era, and it has been confirmed that Kyle O'Reilly's contract is up very, very soon.
December. He's gone. He is not staying.
And so is Johnny Gargano, but I'm not a big. Gargano, I like him in the ring, but he has no personality. So his and O'Reilly's contract are up, and I doubt seriously, even if they wanted to stay, I don't think you'll see either one of them back. I don't think they want them. I think it's probably why they weren't released.
Yeah, I mean,
good point. My thing with Kyle O'Reilly, man, Kyle O'Reilly's got the it factor. Like, he's one of those guys that I feel like he's so strong on he's such a good talent on the NXT roster that it's like if we move him up, what do we have for a standard at NXT now? You know what I mean?
Oh, have you watched it lately?
No.
Honestly, no, not since the 2.0 shit, but
You ain't watched Braun Breaker?
I have not, bro. I've not watched any of the recent NXT 2.0.
Look, man,
nothing
that's
since
the only
logo change.
Rex Steiner is the only thing worth a shit besides Tommaso Ciampa. That's the only two things worth a shit.
He got his promo skills from his uncle.
Well, he's still funny, but I mean, they're setting him up to be the next, the new face of NXT. You see that coming. I was surprised Ciampa kept the belt, but it's like, okay, you finally did something right instead of letting this guy come in and beat Ciampa off the bat. But
yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so let's. Did we get all the other ones out of the way?
No.
Only Lorcan. I mean,
he's been there a while, but
nobody cares. Anybody else we missed? It. Katrina Cortez.
Lindsay Dorado. I mean, he was Grand Metalik 205 Live guys.
Well, that and the Lucha House Party. Did you see Sin Cara doing the Lucha thing on AEW the other day?
That wasn't Sin Cara. That was Kalisto.
whichever. They look the fucking same.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Same mask, whatever. Anyway, but no, I'm wondering if they're going to get in trouble for that, because if you notice when Danielson's been coming out, he cannot do the yes thing. The crowd can do it, of course, but he can't.
Yeah.
I heard the announcer call him, one of the commentators call him Daniel Bryan on AEW. And
it's probably Jim fucking Ross.
No, it wasn't. It was CM Punk.
I popped for it. I popped for it really hard.
Because after CM Punk said it, he's like, Brian, you know what? I'll just call him the American Dragon. It was CM Punk.
I'll just call him the American Dragon.
It was kind of funny.
It happens. Mistakes happen.
But, and let's see.
So my big guy, the one I wanted to do really well in WWE and become cruiserweight champion was Trey Baxter. He was
I don't even know who he is.
He was Blake Christian on the Indies. He wrestled in Impact. He was in their Super X Cup, and that's the first time I had seen him. And he's really fucking good.
No, I have to go back and check him out then. And let's see, wasn't Mia Yim doing that like dark gimmick with Boa in NXT?
But I ain't watched NXT since before AEW came on. I couldn't tell you.
No. Well, I think they had her doing like some kind of great kabuki gimmick.
See, I'm not the only one.
Well, what the hell else is on? Like I said, what time I get home at night, and it's not like I sit there and like study it, but I do fast forward through a lot of the shit, and I'll stop and
fuck this shit.
Stop. Well, there's portions of AEW, I fast forward through. So,
no, that's fair.
Take Orange Cassidy, for example. I can't hit that damn fast forward button fast enough when he comes.
Damn.
You hate Orange Cassidy?
Bro, he hates Orange Cassidy.
Not stand it.
Man, you don't like the duck the clothesline kip up with the hands in the pocket spot?
I wished I was in the ring just to knock the ever-loving shit out of him.
How you feel about Danhausen?
I told you I've never seen him. I got to go back and look.
You're going to hate him.
He'll be a Fanhausen, trust me.
I got to watch some stuff. Let's see. Frankie Monet, I was really surprised about. Once I read some stuff, it didn't surprise me as much anymore. Taya Valkyrie has been around a long time. Wife of John Morrison. Not sure how he feels about that. Not sure how much longer he'll be there. But, that's one that, we're, talking about people that should pick up. The AEW women's roster, there's not a lot of, that's the one thing with NXT, I'll say, that, you go over some of these ladies that were released. They need to get some people in there. When you take out, once you get rid of, Britt Baxter, Ruby Soho, and maybe Serena Deeb, the other women on the AEW roster aren't that great in the ring. They need some more training. The girls from the NXT and the Performance Center, are much better in the ring than the majority of what AEW's got. And it's nothing against them. It's just, Ember Moon would be a great one for them to sign. I always liked her. I loved her in NXT, and then they brought her up and just kind of killed her. And they put her back in NXT, and I thought, okay, here we go again. We'll get her back where she needs to be, and they just killed her again and put her back in a tag team. So I'm not real sure. I thought she had a good look. She was good in the ring. I'm not real sure where they missed the boat with that one, especially with some of the other people they've kept. But, Ember Moon and Taya Valkyrie would be a great addition for the AEW women's roster.
No, I don't know if Taya Valkyrie is going to go back to Impact or not. That's the one thing she might get out of jail.
I didn't say Impact. I said
no.
AEW.
I'm saying I know you said AEW, but I'm thinking she might go back to Impact.
Yeah. Mickie James just won that title, so
Honestly, I think Impact has the best women's division.
I am very surprised to not have seen Mickie James in AEW yet.
Yeah, same.
Or Magnus.
Good old Nick Aldis.
Yeah, too bad he's no longer the NWA World's Champion.
Yeah, that's for a different day.
One of the longest and most dominant and successful reigns in fucking NWA history, baby. Let me tell you.
Well, yeah, he was working for them for free during the pandemic. He didn't take $1 from them, so kudos to him for helping the company stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Mia Yim's another one. She would be a good addition, and it's not so much they need these people. It's just to get some more people in there to, like I said, train some of these younger women that hadn't got to go through the Performance Center and have some of the experiences that these other ladies were trained, get their timing down better. You get what I'm saying with that.
No, I feel you.
Harry Smith, he's been around a long time now. Makes me feel old. British Bulldog Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm surprised they brought him back and then released him so quick. It's like, why even bring him back if you're not going to do anything with him?
Yeah, that's the one thing I was like, what the fuck? Like, why have him even come to the roster if you're just going to release him? Like, they did nothing with him, and I kind of figured he would get released again because it's like, they didn't put him in NXT 2.0. They didn't put him in the UK version of NXT, so what are you really
that's the
do?
only thing I'd heard they were going to do with him was, like, do something in NXT UK and have him face Walter and, a couple other people, but that never came to fruition either, so.
So I'm probably jumping the gun here because I know we probably wanted to save this one. But I just have to bring some attention to the elephant in the room, or excuse me, rather the Bearcat in the room. Why are they doing this to Keith Lee, man?
I'm glad they released. I'm glad.
Yeah,
they
I'm glad
released
he's gone.
him, to be honest with you.
I'm glad that he has better opportunities out there now. But it was like I read a meme yesterday and I showed Christian, and it was so funny, but it was kind of sadly true. It's like, hey, we're gonna make Adam Cole your manager. All right, whatever. All right, now we're gonna put you in a singlet. Okay. Now we're gonna call you the Bearcat. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Fuck you. Bye.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
literally
you,
how
bye.
it was, Yeah. And Keith Lee is such a he's one of those people that I can tell. I could see his frustration for like the past 6 months. Every time he would come out, and put that game face on, you know what I'm saying, and start selling to the crowd. You could tell it wasn't him. He was unhappy. It wasn't authentic. And I feel like I've seen Keith Lee give 110% more so on the indies than I have in WWE, honestly.
Well, the thing with him, he's a prime example of what I hate in the wrestling business. And it's not just him. I hate start and stop booking. Push somebody or don't. Have a plan for somebody, and whether if it succeeds, great. If it fails, so be it. To keep them off TV a couple months if you really believe in them, and then bring them back and try again. But there was so much start and stop booking with Keith Lee since he's been on the main roster. It's like, pick a lane, do something with him. 1 week he'd come out there and lose to somebody. It's like, how did that big bastard just lose to him? Then, they brought him back out and, he beats Karrion Kross. And it's just like, okay, come, I don't know. The whole Keith Lee experiment just frustrated the shit out of me. And it's nothing personal with him. I'm just, like you said, I'm glad he's getting opportunities to go somewhere else. And if I was him, I guess he's got a 90-day non-compete clause, but whoever brings him in, whether it's AEW or Impact or whatever, they need to bring him in from the get-go. And, like Miro, when they first brought Miro in, he was a joke. I mean, the stupid video game shit they were doing with him was, I was just like, come on, man. Bring him in as a monster, whether you want him as a monster heel or a monster babyface, and get him off the ground quickly. Because the guy's, he's not getting any younger. Get you a few good years out of him and let him, especially in AEW. And it's nothing with, I know there's just a lot of smaller guys in AEW. So there's a lot of people.
They need big guys.
They do, but what I was getting to is there's a lot of people you could send him out there and let him just run completely through and make him look like the absolute beast that he is.
You want to see him face Orange Cassidy?
I'd love it.
You know what I was looking forward to that I was so pissed off about?
What?
I told you. You get that dick out of your mouth yet?
Not yet. Maybe later.
Can you?
He swallowed before he got on air. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Yep.
I figured, but anyway, no, it's like with, I told you what I wanted to see, and prayers to John Moxley, get well, do you and come back when you're ready. But I wanted to see Moxley go out there, and I wanted to see him do the exact same thing to Orange Cassidy they let him do to 10 in the first round. Just beat the ever-loving shit out of that no-good prick. Just, I can't stand that motherfucker.
Tell me how you really feel.
You should definitely see his match with Jordan Grace. It's really good. Jordan Grace beats the shit out of him.
You know who Jordan Grace is, right?
Yes, I do. She's like the female version of Keith Lee.
Did you see her Shawn Michaels Playgirl photo that she did recreated?
Oh, I thought that was like a female elephant picture from like Tiger King when it came out.
What do you? No. She is
Let
hot.
me tell you something. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yeah, I saw it.
Damn, Jason. Damn, Jason.
You know Jason can't do big girls. Anyway.
That's fair. All right.
Move on to the next.
Speaking of big girls, Nia Jax. What the fuck?
Yeah, like I think that from what I read, and I think you read the same thing, they said that like possibly had to do with some COVID issues. I don't know. It surprises me because of her family lineage. And again, as far as AEW goes, she's another one that I would bring in simply for name value alone.
I want to see Britt Baker destroy that bitch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do with somebody like that. She's not great in the ring. I mean, from what I heard, she was well liked backstage. I mean, you know, from everything I've read, don't know her, wasn't there, couldn't confirm that. Just go by what you read. But, you know, she was well liked in the locker room. I know her and Alexa Bliss were really tight. I've read that on more than one occasion. But, you know, she's a name. I mean, she's a familiar face. And, you know, it's what I've told you before that Tony Khan needs to do with some of these people when he brings them in. You know, maybe some people don't like them, maybe some people do, but it's a way to get the casual wrestling audience away from, you know, SmackDown and Raw over to his show because they'll flip it over. And, you know, for everybody that flips it on, you know, during a CM Punk or Bryan Danielson match, and like, oh, cool, look at that, it's Daniel Bryan. Oh, it's CM Punk. Oh, hey, it's Rusev. But if they flip it over at the wrong time and you know, okay, I don't like Orange Cassidy, but take that out of the equation. But the casual wrestling fan that flips it over to AEW and they see Orange Cassidy versus 10 or Orange Cassidy versus, you know, Evil Uno, whatever, pick one. And they're like, what the hell is this shit? And they keep flipping. You got to, you know, use these people, use these names to bring over the casual wrestling audience and then try to keep them. Because I'm not sure if you saw it last week, but when Dynamite was on Saturday night, the replay of SmackDown on FS1, not the main show, but the replay beat the live Dynamite. So you got to find ways to combat that.
No, that's fair. I mean, you got to get the casual wrestling fan over, but I'm AEW is doing it right. So I don't know.
I don't know if there's any way to check live comments or anything, but I'm going to go look and see on the stream if anybody's asking us questions.
Yeah, if you have any questions for us, I charge $100 for a cameo. So,
oh, Lord. What do you mean by doing it right? I'm just curious.
What do you mean? Like
you said, you think AEW is doing it right. What do you think? What do you think they're doing right? What do you mean by that?
I just think that they're using these people right, like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and if they continue to do that, they're going to eventually draw people over. But I get what you're saying about bringing names over.
No, I'm not saying they're not using them right. No, I mean, you know, some of the stuff. I mean, Bryan's had great matches. That, you know, Punk's doing good promos, and you know, like he always has. But the only thing that I've really heard about this that I really disagreed with, that people have to stop and take into context, you know, and it might have been Punk that said it. Don't like hold me under the fire on that, but somebody said that Punk and Bryan signing with AEW was more dynamic or had more impact than
Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
And that is, you know, it's like, you can't be that stupid. I get what you're trying to say, but and I'll just break it down in layman term for you. Here's why. Yeah, okay, Punk, his debut drew over 1 million viewers on the Rampage episode. Since then, the ratings have continued to drop. And when Hall and Nash came over and then Hogan joined them, and it's the name of his podcast, but for 83 weeks, WCW beat the shit out of Raw, and Raw had a better product. I was watching at the time. Raw had much better matches, except for like the opening contest when you had Jericho and Mysterio and Malenko and Benoit.
Guerrero.
Those guys at the beginning of the Nitro show. Those matches were blowing everything else away, but the main event sucked. But the storylines had brought over, you know, like, you know, what I was calling with the casual wrestling fans, anybody that didn't watch WCW at the time, you know, flip over, oh, hey, it's Diesel. Oh, hey, it's Razor. Oh, they're with Hulk Hogan now. You know, and it's like I'm saying, you know, Punk coming out after 7 years. I mean, it's great for us people that actually have watched it and wanted to see him come back. But, you know, people also have to take things into context and realize that, you know, there's a lot of differences. There's some similarities with AEW and WCW, but there's also a lot of differences. And like, I don't know if it's even Tony Khan's choice. You know, he doesn't own the network the way Ted Turner did. So it might not even be his choice. I don't know if he wants to go head to head with Raw or SmackDown. I don't know.
I hope not.
Well, but you get what I'm saying. For 83 weeks in a row, you know, Nitro, because of the NWO, Hall and Nash in particular, because Hogan had been there 2 years before, they were head to head, same time frame, beating the WWF. And so people need to understand what, like I said, I don't know if Tony Khan has the ability to say, hey, change me to Monday nights. I want to beat Raw head to head, because it's a great show for TNT, and an executive may be like, we're not killing our golden goose. We're not going to do that. So people need to enjoy AEW for what it is and really stop making a comparison, because at the end of the day, WWE has turned into what their name is. It's an entertainment company. AEW is a wrestling show, and they try to throw a little entertainment in there. So I'll get off my soapbox. Go ahead.
Oh, no. What I was going to say, I was kind of piggybacking off of a point that you made. So when Punk debuted, it was over 1 million viewers on Rampage.
Yes.
And then you made the point that the ratings started to kind of plummet after that happened. And one of the things I noticed in conjunction with that AEW was doing was every single week, as soon as Rampage or Dynamite or whatever came on, the very first fucking thing you heard, and Punk would walk out.
They're overkilling it. They're not making it special anymore. I agree.
Right. And one of the things, though, that someone mentioned to me, because I work live events, and I'm actually setting up the AEW show on the 17th that's coming here to Norfolk.
Which we will be at.
Yep, gang. But one of the things that I talk with some of the road people about that do road stuff for WWE, they mentioned one of the reasons most likely that AEW was doing that is they tour around the country, right, to all these different cities. So when you're in Chicago or you're in fucking Louisiana or wherever they're in for that particular night that they're having their taping, that particular crowd of people wants to see CM Punk live and in person. And now that doesn't mean he's got to be the first fucking segment on the show every week.
Yeah, no, I can't stand when they made him the first segment. Like, okay, bro, we get it.
But because of that,
I'll give you a point that WWE actually did, not this Friday, but last Friday. Roman Reigns wasn't on the show. Now, in my opinion, people differ. I've told him for a long time, this thing they're doing with Roman's been the hottest thing on TV for a long time, in my opinion. But, last Friday, he wasn't on the show, but he was there. He came out and did the dark match after SmackDown was over. So that live audience still got to see Roman Reigns. And you can still do that if CM Punk or Bryan Danielson wants to travel around. You get them to come out and wrestle, cut a promo before the show, after the show, get the crowd, send the crowd home happy or get the crowd pumped for when the cameras turn on, but you don't have to keep shoving them down people's throat on TV every week.
I agree. I ain't gonna lie. No, because, Punk is cool to see live in person. Like, I'm gonna enjoy singing Cult of Personality when we go to Norfolk, but if it's not televised, I don't care. I'm still gonna have fun.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You can bring him out there. You just don't have to keep putting him on TV week after week. All right, we're getting off topic. Who have we missed?
So the next big one we missed is Gimp Karrion Kross.
What did you call him?
A gimp.
Why?
I forgot. Someone said that on. I don't even remember what I was watching. They said he looked like a gimp in that suit thing.
Yeah, that was like a dollar store version of Demolition when they brought him up. But this is like the only one I really want to discuss. Because
I believe somebody made a tweet to Karrion Kross and was like, "Can I have your old mask that you debuted in WWE?" He was like, "Nobody wants that fucking thing."
Yeah, I saw that. But to piggyback off him, they also released Scarlett. He and Scarlett are a real life couple, just like Keith Lee and
she might open an OnlyFans.
Oh, good. I might subscribe.
Same.
She hot. But from what nobody really had a good reason. Excuse me. Why she didn't debut on the main roster. Then somebody said she wasn't cleared. It's like she walks to the fucking ring. She's never gotten involved. And then I read here over the last couple of days that they were wanting her to start wrestling and take her away from him. And it's like and that that entrance they put together with those two was, in my opinion, phenomenal. They never got to do it in front of a live crowd because that was during COVID. They bring him up to the main roster with people, and I'm like, okay, where's she at? That was part of his presentation. He's not great in the ring.
He's passable.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting to. This is the era of TV, and this is what people got to stop and understand. No, he's not. He's not Eddie Guerrero or Bryan Danielson. But again, like you just said, he's what, 6'6", 260, 270.
I thought he was 6'3".
He's big boy nonetheless, 6'4", somewhere around there. But when you see him in that suit, it's like Nick Aldis. When you see him in that suit, that's what a professional wrestler is supposed to look like. The guy is jacked. He comes out, again, the matches are passable. He chokes you out, does the suplex. He's not trying to do too much. He's not trying to look like he's Eddie Guerrero in the ring. And, his promo skills are good enough, especially with her and that presentation. It's like you had something you could have pushed to the moon on the main roster with that intro and everything else. And then you go out there, and the first fucking week he's on Raw. I'm sorry, I like the Hardy Boys, but the first fucking week this guy's on Raw, you bring him out without Scarlett, and he loses to fucking Jeff Hardy with the NXT title. Fuck me running. It's like, what are you doing?
No, that's fair, because that's what I thought. I'm like, bro, you literally just said by that.
And I'm not shitting on Jeff Hardy. I've always liked the Hardy Boys.
No. But WWE, when they did that, they said, yep, NXT's developmental. They're not as good as the main roster guys when they let Hardy beat Karrion.
And then he comes out the next week and he beats him, the next week he had COVID, so that's when he beat Keith Lee.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 weeks, Hardy's back, he destroys him 2 or 3 times in a row, comes back out, loses to Keith Lee.
Why Karrion Kross and Keith Lee though? Because I feel like there's no way that's gonna go good.
They're both great.
Guys, they're great wrestlers, but at the point they were both in, they were fucking both of them up so bad that it's like somebody's going to get the shittier end of the stick, having to, what I'm saying? It's not even the fault of having to put the other guy over, but it's like,
why are you doing this to these guys?
Yeah, somebody is going to wind up on the lower end of the feud, you know what I mean?
Which was Keith Lee.
With 2 guys that are already in a really shitty fucking position within the company.
And what surprises me, to be honest with you, is they've been talking for months, putting the belt on Bobby Lashley, putting the belt on Roman, transitioning over, like I said, I'm not a big fan of, I like Big E. I'm just not a big fan of him as champion. He's built like a brick shithouse, but he looks like on TV, I don't know how tall he actually is, but he looks like he's about 5'6" on the camera.
Yeah, he do be looking short.
And it's like, but Vince wants these big guys, and they were transitioning. It's like you had a big guy in Keith Lee and a guy that looked like $1 million in Karrion Kross with a gorgeous valet and a, Undertaker type entrance. And it's like those 2 guys alone looks like what I've ever read about that Vince loves and Vince likes. And it's like, you did what? You're doing
what now? Who did what?
But then we go back to the point of conversation where it's like, it's not all Vince making the decisions anymore, and you can kind of sense it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like them taking NXT away from Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I don't know where that might go, where it might lead. You never know. One day you might see the post on the internet that says Michael Hickenbottom and Paul Levesque are all elite.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, honestly, like if Vince sells the company and Triple H is like, nah, I ain't doing this shit, you could damn well see him in AEW as like, he's not gonna wrestle again after that heart stuff, but he might be like, dude, like it's a good product.
Are you kidding me? Jerry Lawler's wrestled for years after having a heart attack on air. This is wrestling, bro. Never say never.
I mean, it's true. I never thought I'd see bald Shawn Michaels wrestle, but shit, here we are.
So
God, that was awful.
Here's a point that I want to make as far as a wrestler and having, wrestling with injuries and health problems and stuff like that, right? So I don't believe I've ever said anything publicly about this. But for the past year that I've been wrestling, I've had a fucked up shoulder. Like, really bad. Like, I'll go to fucking have a guy in the corner and I'm holding the ropes to stomp him while he's in the corner, and my fucking shoulder will pop out. It's happened in multiple battle royals. It's happened many times. Now, what I've had to do, though, is every time I did wrestle within the past year, I had to structure my matches around, okay, my shoulder's hurt, so I can't fucking use this shoulder. I can't lift a guy with this arm or nothing. So I would imagine when you reach a point where you're like, I have heart issues, You don't wrestle a very fast-paced match. Like, a lot of your shit is maybe just heat spots or working the crowd, fucking lock up with the heel. He powders out to run around talking shit, and you're just standing there, you know what I mean, depending on who you are in the match.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to still have an entertaining match and work around injuries and health problems and stuff, but it's not going to be the, like, 100% fast-paced go shit like you're going to get out of like your Daniel Bryans or your Daniel Garcias or these young, hungry guys whose bodies are still in somewhat good condition.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
And which basically just described, I mean, you know, he had some entertaining parts, but described a Triple H match. I always liked Triple H, but he was always very methodical. He was never he was never fast-paced 95% of the time. So, but, you know.
And that might be why he was able to wrestle for as long as he has, because he's paced himself.
You know, but just moving forward, I would say, too, you know, any of these people that Tony Khan is thinking about signing, like I told you, I would definitely bring in Keith Lee, Killer Cross, Ember Moon, Taya Valkyrie, and Mia Yim and Nia Jax. That would be the ones I wanted. Some to actually push and use, and some, like I told you, to train some of those women on the AEW roster, give them some of that training they got in the Performance Center. But also on the flip side, he's going to have to, you know, maybe see if you can move Rampage to 2 hours, because what he's getting into with all the people he signed at first and the people he's bringing over, there's only so much.
A lot of people over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's only so much TV time, bro.
And Dark is only good for so much because it's on YouTube. Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where you got to move some of these people over to. You know, the only ones that I would really, really want moving forward, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Johnny Gargano. I mean, I liked his matches. Like I said, he just, I don't know. He just no personality there, in my opinion. But Kylo Reilly, I would definitely want to have that, you know, elite undisputed era feud that we've talked about that could possibly happen.
Yeah,
I would love to see O'Reilly and Fish against the Young Bucks again.
Yeah, no doubt. That would be one hell of a match.
Hey, Christian, I just noticed this, but it's fucking with my OCD so bad, and once you notice it, it's going to fuck with yours. Why is the M on Ember Moon the only M on that fucking list that's not capitalized? Because you copy and write names as slow as old people fuck, and it's all your fault.
My bad. I messed up one time, but
I'm sorry to all of the viewers with OCD that have been sitting here having fucking conniption fits because Christian can't learn how to type legibly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I fucked up, but like, without me, where would y'all be? I got the mics, I got the camera, I got Jason's camera. We good. I got.
I started saying I'm pretty sure this mic's sitting in front of me. You know, it's in front of me.
Okay, your mic. I was talking about these mics.
Where'd that one you got talking into come from?
I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down this list and tell you where I want to see people. Keith Lee, I don't know, Impact or AEW. I feel like he'd be good either way. Nia Jax, I want to see her in AEW for one match to get destroyed by Britt Baker.
I want to see her at home.
Yeah, pretty much. Karrion Kross, maybe back in Impact, going up against Moose for the Impact Wrestling World Title. Eva Marie, go back to Hollywood. Don't care. Mia Yim, AEW. Harry Smith, Impact. No, AEW. Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik, they'll probably go to AAA or AEW. I mean, I feel like AAA's really hot for the luchadors right now. Jeet Rama, I don't know who that is. Katrina Cortez, don't know who that is. Trey Baxter, I'd like to see him back in Impact for the X Division title.
I don't know, man. I think he could make it to AEW.
What, Trey?
I think Blake Christian could make it to AEW.
I mean, he's just not that big of a guy, and it's like he's already
Marco fucking stunt.
I mean, that's not what I mean.
Rush.
That's not what I mean.
Marco stunted growth.
He doesn't have a huge name, so I'd like to see him at least work his way up to the X Division and become X champion before he makes that leap to AEW. Zadea Ramir, don't know who that is. Jesse Camilla, don't know who that is. B-Fab,
Be gone.
I don't know enough about her to make an informed decision on where she should go. She has some bars,
though. She could rap.
I will tell you, though, her and Raquel Gonzalez, who is with Phantasma on NXT, they had brought, not Raquel Gonzalez, what was that girl's name? They brought a girl in when Phantasma was feuding with Hit Row, and they brought this girl in, and they had a street fight out there, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it It wasn't as good as Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, but I mean, for two girls I'd never seen before, two women I'd never seen before, actually go at it. It wasn't bad. Continue.
Okay, so Oni Larkin was never a huge fan of his. I mean, he could go. He's a glorified jobber. He's just like a Brooklyn Brawler. Like, he's not amazing. Ember Moon, I'd like to see her in AEW. She needs to help elevate the women's division in AEW. It's a name. Frankie Monet.
A name that needs to be capitalized.
Okay, I mess up one time. Frankie Monet, who is Taya Valkyrie. I'd like to see her back in Impact. And Scarlett, wherever Karrion goes. I mean, you know.
No, it's Killer Cross now. We're back.
Yeah, Killer Cross.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's about all I got with it, man. I just, some of them surprised me, but and at the end of the day, I would much rather them have released Killer Cross than to see him out there looking like Demolition 2.0. Keith Lee, same way. Nia Jax, just that one really honestly was the most surprising name on the list, simply because of who her family is to me. And the rest of them we talked about. Like I said, Ember, Taya Valkyrie, I'd like to see them in AEW to help the ladies out. Scarlett's going to go wherever Killer goes. And the rest of them, whatever.
Jesse,
and I think there's more to come.
I do too.
And I can't wait for Kylo Reilly to leave so he can pop up and we can see that feud we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, got anything else?
I think there are definitely some diamonds on this list.
Yeah.
There are definitely a lot of people on here that we're not going to see the last of. And a lot of these guys would probably fit in very well in, like we said, AEW or Impact. Honestly, I feel more than anything, I don't know why I say personally disrespected, but I just feel like Keith Lee was so disrespected to the point that all the people that were his fans and were following his career and hoping for him to do good felt that same trickle of disrespect because, for the past year we've watched Keith Lee scratch and claw with his fucking bear claws and just do everything that he absolutely could with what they gave him, even if what they gave him was a steaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, they fucked him from day one. They brought him up. They changed his music. They changed his outfit.
Put him in a goddamn singlet. Whose idea was that?
Yeah,
this is almost like a bad breakup for Keith Lee. But then he's gonna find that new girlfriend that's like a fucking stripper that puts a finger in his butt, and everything will be great.
Yeah. So he's gonna dump Mia Yim for Ember Moon.
Yep.
Okay.
AEW is gonna be that new girlfriend that puts the finger in Keith Lee's butt.
Well, he's a big guy. I'm not going to acknowledge the statement, but being a big guy, he needs to go to AEW. They need that. Who do they have? They got Miro. They have Lance Archer. They have who's another big guy? I mean, they really do need those bigger guys because like a lot of the guys they have are super tiny. They need monsters.
Why does Marco Stunt sound like when you used to play the Legend of Zelda games and you had to like charge up and break the pots and Link would be like, "Hot!" That's exactly what Marco Stunt sounds like.
I'm glad he's been off TV for a while. I could go forever without seeing him again.
You don't like Marco Stunt?
I looked right over him. Sorry.
I feel like Jason listens to a whole lot of Jim Cornette.
Oh, he does?
I could tell.
No, I listen to all of them.
How you feel about Jelly Nutella?
I don't even know who that is.
Joey Janela?
Yeah, Joey Janela.
Oh.
He to me he looks like a Wish version of Diamond Dallas Page when he started, but
Jesus Christ.
That's just my opinion. Look at the sunglasses he wears. He comes out with. Like so, you go back Diamond Dallas Page when he first started, dude. Especially when he started wrestling and got out of the managing thing.
He was doing too much.
Yeah, he was a walking gimmick, man, with the cigar and
the
this
rings.
And that. Yeah, everything, man. But yeah, that's what Janela reminds me of. He reminds me of like he's trying to like tap into DDP from like years ago.
So I literally wrestled a guy a couple weeks ago that burned his fucking dick hair off on video for Joey Janela and said, "I'm a bad boy," in front of like 2,000 people. And Joey Janela saw the video and was like, "This dude's fucking crazy."
Yep. Let's see. I listen to Bischoff, listen to Jim, listen to Double A.
But if you're not listening to us, what are you doing?
Right.
What
Come on, man.
do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, if the audience isn't listening to us, they can listen to all those other podcasts, but if they ain't listening to us, what does it matter?
See, I'm
what are
throwing
you
that out there,
talking
so maybe
about?
some of those guys will pick it up and, like, throw us a bone, too, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So, guys, go listen to How We Book It.
Yeah.
How we'd book it.
So, y'all got anything else to add before we head out? Because I know Jason got to get ready for work.
Yes, he does.
Thank you
No,
guys
I'm
for
good,
that.
man. I mean, you know, we can figure out what else we're going to do for the next go around. I'm just interested to see now that Bray's contract is, non-compete clause is up where he's going to land. So,
Oh, I just got one more thing to bitch about. Just one more.
What?
One tiny thing.
Oh, God, here we go.
I hate the fact that people are saying Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, and Bray Wyatt were difficult to work with because they cared about their characters. Fuck you guys.
well, you know, on the flip side of that, Pete, that's you know, one of the things that they said that Vince loved about Shawn back in the day, as much as the locker room hated him, that he was, you know, he was very emotional
Adamant.
and very outspoken about, you know, what he wanted to do, where he thought his character should go. And I mean, so, you know, maybe Vince just got too old to listen to it. Who knows?
But see, that's almost digging another rabbit hole here with that statement alone, because when you think about all the passive shit that Keith Lee had to go through, just all the
exactly.
character development, like, you would think when he's in his matches, man, he's kind of the same way, but I guess he went through so much shit with The Office that when it came time to dealing with the other boys and the people he was working with, he's like, we're going to fucking do this my way, because I'm not listening to shit from you two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's possible. You never know. But, yep, I have got to go start getting ready for the good old workies. So,
Just don't get jumped and don't
Good.
let anybody piss on the door again.
good old
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
gimmick, brother.
Yep. But, all right, Jason, take us out.
well, that's about all we got for today. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at J. Brandon Ingram. And you can actually email good old Power Rangers dude over there at like one of his 486 fucking different emails.
Christian Ingram
Which one you
YT
want?
at gmail.com.
Yeah, that one. Follow him. Make sure you wish his ass a happy birthday tomorrow.
I'm old.
get too-
Happy birthday to
Don't get too drunk at work.
Shit, I wish. I wish.
Taking pictures. Those pictures might not come out too well if you're
Yeah, well.
if you're seeing four of them.
Yeah, that's
So.
true. I mean,
Well-
hopefully I get off early. But guys, I will actually. Me and Jesse both will be at the UEW event. Got your 6-2?
Woo, United Elite Wrestling. Shout out to the family.
Yep, November 13th. We will have a table, and if it's not on camera, but I got a bunch of wrestling action figures over there. He has a bunch of wrestling stuff. We'll have a table set up that we're gonna sell. We're doing a raffle, $1 raffle for a Hangman Page figure because he will be in town on the 17th. And guess what? He's from Virginia. If you
That's
didn't
some
know.
cowboy shit right there.
And also wrestling at the show will be Ring of Honor's Rhett Titus, AEW Dark Jason, Timmy Danger, Sledge Gibson. A lot of good fucking names on this card, guys. So come on out and check it out.
So if you haven't got your tickets, guys, go get them. Oh,
Where can they find them at?
Well, you can go to the United Elite Wrestling Facebook page on Facebook, and they have a link to their ticket website, I believe, on there. But yeah, UEW, United Elite Wrestling, based out of Richmond, Virginia. So anybody within like an hour radius of there that wants to come see some kick-ass pro wrestling, hell, even if you live further than that, just come out if you want to.
and you can meet us.
If you want to see us, if you want to get a chance to maybe meet Rhett Titus or Jason, just come on out because it's going to be a good stacked card and it's definitely something to bring the family to. I know I saw a lot of families at the last UEW show.
Yeah, that was a lot, but
Based out of the 804, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
There's only two of us, or we do like the Young Buck thing, but I'm not kissing you without a dude in the middle because that's gay.
Whoa. Whoa.
And on that note,
Okay. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it.
you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, all kinds of goodies. Go in there and leave us that 5-star review. And you can email us with questions, concerns. You can tell us to fuck off if you want. We don't care. We don't mind that. We'll respond with a fuck off.
Please tell me to fuck off. Cause
I will find you.
I want to come.
I will
back.
be like Dana Brooks' boyfriend and find you and whoop your ass.
That was some funny shit.
That was fucking
All right,
hilarious.
but I do have to wrap this up. So until next time, that's how we book it.
Later, boys.
Hang on. I'm trying to cut the broadcast. Hang on.
No!